All right, let's talk about Burger Brawl 16. What an episode, right? It was a total roller coaster. We had a really intense elimination, this absolutely wild treasure hunt that went to like the moon, and a twist at the end that just flipped the entire game on its head. So we're going to deconstruct all that chaos and figure out what it all means. And really, this one quote says it all, doesn't it? It just perfectly captures the vibe of the whole episode. You know, it's that dark, kind of morbid humor that only pops up when the stakes are just insanely high. Right from the get-go, you know this is not going to be some friendly little game. So, first things first, the episode just drops us right into the middle of the action, the nail-biting end of a viewer vote. 3 contestants are on the chopping block, and one of them is about to get the boot for good. And this was no ordinary vote. We're talking a record-breaking 1,862 votes. That's the most the show has ever seen. The audience was seriously invested in who was staying and who was going. And here's how the numbers fell. Anime Lover just scraped by with 406 votes. But the real shocker was Adventures, a longtime player, getting eliminated. You could tell it sent a ripple through the other contestants. But hey, there's no time to sit around and mope. With 7 people left, the host immediately pivots to the main event, a hunt for the legendary Golden Coca-Cola. And just like that, this treasure hunt takes over the entire episode. And this isn't going to be a free-for-all. To kick off the Great Cola Hunt, the remaining contestants are split right down the middle into 2 teams, which, immediately sets up this awesome head-to-head showdown. So the rules look simple enough on the surface. You get clues from these hidden Burger Kings, you gotta find all 8 of them in order, and then boom, be the first to the Golden Coca-Cola. Easy, right? Well, maybe not. That second rule, the one about finding all 8 clues, yeah, you're gonna wanna remember that one. It becomes, let's just say, very important later on. The teams themselves are pretty lopsided. You've got Team Greenie, which is basically this powerhouse 4-person alliance. They've got the numbers. And then you've got Team Red, which is just the 2 leftover contestants kind of forced to team up. Talk about an underdog story. Now, the race itself, this is where things get really, really weird. This isn't just a scavenger hunt in a park. Nope. This is a mad dash across a bunch of totally random, bizarre worlds. I mean, just look at this itinerary. They go from an elevator to a cave to a forest, then to the moon, literally the moon, then they somehow end up inside a TV, and finally land on a beach. It's complete nonsense, which is exactly why it's so great. And in the middle of all this madness, we get some truly classic lines. When a clue talks about something going up and down, contestant Red, without missing a beat, chimes in with this absolute gem. And people noticed. This wasn't just some throwaway line. It got dubbed the Your Mom blunder. It even got its own shout-out in commentary about the show. It's just the perfect example of the episode's chaotic, off-the-wall humor. As the race goes on, it's just a mess of mistakes. Team Red finds a shortcut and gets a massive lead. Team Greenie, meanwhile, is in such a panic they literally leave one of their own teammates behind. But, and this is the big one, in their rush, Team Red makes a fatal error. They completely miss a clue in the forest, and oh boy, is that gonna come back to bite them. And that brings us to the finish line, and a climax so controversial, so unexpected, that you can only really call it a win on a technicality. So Team Red gets to the beach first. They nail the last clue, dive in, and grab the Golden Coca-Cola. They are celebrating, they are high-fiving. As far as they're concerned, it's over. They won. So that's it, right? Team Red won. They got to the prize first, case closed. But not so fast. Because right as they're celebrating, the host just walks in and completely shuts it all down. He brings up that one little rule from the beginning. You must collect all 8 clues. And it turns out, in all that rushing, Team Red completely blew past the clue back in the forest. With that single forgotten clue, their whole victory just evaporates. In this insane twist, the win is handed to Team Greenie by default, even though they were still way behind in the race. But wait, the chaos isn't over yet. Just when you think we're going into a normal vote-off for the losing team, the host throws in one final, absolutely game-changing curveball. You can see the host is absolutely furious. He calls Team Red cheetahs and wants to just punish them himself. But then this mysterious rulebook appears, and it says, Nope, the viewers have to vote every episode. It's a rule. So he comes up with a compromise that completely changes the game. From now on, viewers won't be voting to eliminate someone. Instead, they'll be voting for their favorite player out of everybody to get a special advantage in the next challenge. This is a huge deal for the show. For the very first time, the vote isn't a punishment. It's a reward. It's not about kicking someone out. It's about giving your favorite a leg up. It's a total shift from negative to positive. And that's where the episode leaves us, with this huge, tantalizing question hanging in the air. The power is now completely in the hands of the viewers. So, who gets the advantage? The entire game has been turned upside down, and honestly, anything could happen next. We'll just have to wait and see.